What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer, and today I wanted to talk about the new Overwatch social system, which is supposed to be released sometime fairly soon. There has been a lot of speculation about what this new feature could be, with perhaps the most anticipation for it being a clan/guild system. So in this video, I want to go over everything we know so far regarding this new feature, and then delve into whether or not it's a realistic possibility that we'll soon have clans in Overwatch. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this video, and otherwise, let's jump right on in. Now, real quick for any of you who might not be familiar with Overwatch's recent social system developments, back in May, Blizzard announced that they would be introducing 3 new prominent social features to the game, with 2 of them coming early that summer, and the 3rd and biggest coming either late that summer or in the fall. As it turned out, the first 2 were the endorsements and looking for group features, both of which have positively impacted the game, at least a little, over the months since their addition. The 3rd feature, however, has so far gone unmentioned since the addition of the other 2. Even with Gamescom and the Korean Overwatch Fan Festival having both taken place in late August, neither convention yielded any new information on this upcoming feature. Therefore, we are left to speculate about it for the time being. However, there are a few leads which could be pointing towards it being a clan system. Now, as I said, this has perhaps been the single most requested and speculated social feature to be added, which alone is strong evidence to suggest that Blizzard could, at the very least, be interested in working on developing one. Additionally, Jeff Kaplan himself left this response on a forum thread which was asking for a clan/guild system. We would be very excited to work on a system like this. Now, the fact that this was posted in February of 2017 is a bit disheartening, but then again, there could be any number of reasons as for why we've seen no further developments of this since then, one of which I'll delve into specifically a little later on in this video. But first, just talking about the possibility of a clan system, is it even what the game needs? How would clans work, and what possible downsides might they unintentionally introduce by adding a system like this? Let's consider the pros and cons of Blizzard adding in-game clans. First and foremost is that they would greatly improve one's ability to assemble a cooperative team of 6 players. While there's already great apps such as Discord, which can be used to group together players who've found each other either in Overwatch or through other means, having something like this built directly into the game itself would vastly improve the ease of use for most players, especially those who are on consoles. While the current LFG system can work really well for finding people to play certain generalized roles, a clan could build on this even more by establishing large official collectives of people who work well together, thus offering any given clan member a plethora of viable teammates to group up with at any given time, assuming, of course, that the clan has a substantial number of members. Additionally, clans could offer incentives to its members to work together and win matches. Perhaps these would be in the forms of cosmetics, such as sprays or player icons designed to show off the clan's sigil or emblem if they have one. Some might suggest adding clan-specific skins to the list of cosmetics too, but I'll just tell you straight up that Blizzard will never hand over the keys to its money printing machine that easily. Unless you had to pay for them, I doubt Blizzard would just hand out clan skins for free. However, we might see additional rewards for successful clans beyond just these standard cosmetics. If Blizzard starts orchestrating clan exclusive tournaments or competitive brackets, there might be some kind of specific rewards for the clans which come out on top, or maybe even a global clan rank when it comes to something like collective matches won. But perhaps the greatest appeal of a clan system in Overwatch would be the reduction in toxicity. Since many trolls get off knowing that they'll never have to encounter their teammates again after the match, or deal with any repercussions thanks to anonymity, a clan system where members all know each other, at least a little, could greatly motivate people to be on their best behavior, or risk being outed from the clan entirely. Assuming that the clans themselves are well moderated, they should be able to foster communities where people feel like they're playing amongst friends and acquaintances instead of strangers, which will make them feel more willing to be good people and good teammates. All these aspects might make clans seem like a great feature that'll vastly improve the overall experience of the game, and if designed properly, I think that we'd absolutely see something like this play out. However, now that we've looked at the positive pros, let's consider the negative cons. First off, the inevitable rise in toxicity. While I listed toxicity reduction as a pro to having having clans, I think we're all smart enough to realize that clans can be just as likely to breed further hatred, especially if they're designed and implemented poorly into the game. Perhaps the most concerning form of toxicity we'd end up seeing is elitism. Incredibly skilled players will find ways to dominate specific clans, and possibly ostracize people for whatever reasons they see fit, or depending on what all specific clans are capable of doing outside of managing their own members, entire elitist clans could both bully other players and possibly mar the image of Overwatch as a whole. Being a competitive PvP game, clan rewards, whether they're sprays, player icons, or simply a number next to your clan name, will massively encourage elitism, as other players are literally standing in the way of you and your clan from being top tier. The risk of this kind of toxicity would largely depend on how administration and moderation is handled within clans. Presumably, this leadership role will be held by community members themselves, which could certainly allow for the greater ease and the ability to moderate clan members, but handing over leadership roles to the community like this could be risky for Blizzard, given how much they care about maintaining a nice, player-friendly atmosphere in the game. All it takes is one colorfully named clan of toxic elitists consistently topping the charts of every tournament or scoreboard they can get a hold of to give the whole system a bad appearance. Additionally, having separate matchmaking queues for people playing in clan-only matches could have drastic effects on queue times overall. People already don't use LFG simply because it's too much work and takes too long to actually get into a match. How much better do you think it'd be trying to play and group with members in a poorly formed clan? Also, invite spam. Lots and lots of invite spam. Another thing to consider is that Overwatch is a game where skill tiers are constantly fluctuating, and nobody wants to play with someone who is of a drastically different skill level than you are. This alone could pose a number of problems. The first thing that may come to mind will be a GM-only clan, where if any of its members fall out of those ranks, they're instantly kicked. But we could just as easily see something like silver-only clans, where silver players group together to have equal teammates, but then what if one of the members ends up grinding their way to gold? Are they forced to leave their friends and clanmates simply because they've become too skilled? But there's a lot of other problems you could face too, even with a diverse clan. Imagine that you're part of a clan which consists of 300 members from across every skill tier from bronze to grandmaster. Assuming you want to play with people who are in your same tier, that narrows your 300 possible teammates down to about 43. And on top of that, being a DPS main, you need primarily people who are going to play tank and support, which knocks you down to about 14. I'll allow some leeway here and assume that some people are flex players, so let's be generous and say 25. But only a fifth of them are actually online right now, since your clan members span across several different time zones, which leaves you with just 5 people to play with. Excellent, that's just enough. But wait, one of them is Steve. You and Steve hate each other, and the other 4 have already grouped up with him. Well, looks like you won't be playing with your clanmates today. This example may not have been entirely realistic, and worst case scenario, you would just have to return to playing solo queue like what we have now. But what I'm trying to get at is, even with a decently sized clan of a few hundred members, there's no guarantee that it'll regularly improve your play experience beyond what it already is now. I think it certainly can improve things, but it won't be the deus ex machina that quote-unquote saves Overwatch. Now, I'm not saying that these cons are insurmountable, or that they even necessarily outweigh the pros. If you want my honest opinion regarding whether or not we're going to see an Overwatch clan system moving forward, the answer is yes. I think it's very likely that this upcoming third new social feature will be some kind of clan system, but even if it isn't, I expect we'll see one at some point down the line. However, the big thing I want to point out is that creating a functioning beneficial clan system will be incredibly difficult. While Overwatch may have been best off launching with a system like this already in place, I'm certainly not surprised by the amount of time it seems to be taking Blizzard to develop one. If done right, it can have massive benefits to the game, but if done poorly, best case scenario, it'll become less used than the LFG on console, and worst case, it could devastate the game with further toxicity and longer queue times. I trust Blizzard will find a way to design it that can truly easily improve the game, even if it's only a little bit like what we see with the endorsements in LFG. But to be honest, I think both of these features were actually intentional precursors to the eventual addition of clans. LFG is the most clear of the two experiments, given that it's literally a simple tool for finding a group of like-minded players, and endorsements could easily be implemented within a clan to further encourage teammate cooperation and positivity. Blizzard has said outright that they plan to further develop and iterate on these two systems as time goes on, and while I don't think we'll see either of them being replaced by a clan system, I absolutely think that Blizzard is at least testing the waters with them to try and develop a more in-depth, complex social system later down the line. Perhaps a late summer, early fall release date was a bit preemptive of Blizzard, given that endorsements in LFG have only been out for a few months, but I definitely think that some kind of greater social feature or features for the game are well on their way. Will it be the catch-all, cure-all for Overwatch's many problems? Not a chance. But if done right, it can certainly provide some amazing and much needed improvements. But these have been my thoughts regarding the possibility of an upcoming clan system, so now I'd love to hear from all of you. Leave a comment below saying whether you think a clan/guild system in Overwatch would work, as well as why or why not. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to leave a like and share it with a friend if you really liked it. Subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and turn on notifications to both help out my channel and keep up with all my future Overwatch content. This is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.